Hi everyone, it's Christine here with Chris from christinestampingspot.blogspot.com, and today I have something really exciting to share with you. As you know, September 1st is coming up really soon, and September 1st is when you will all be able to order from the brand new Stampin' Up's brand new 2015 holiday catalog. So if you've requested one of these from me so far, they are in the mail to you. And if you'd like to still request one, I'd be happy to send one out to you free of charge. So at the end of this video on YouTube, I will have a link to my blog. Feel free to hop over to my blog, click on the Request a Catalog tab, and shoot me an email, and I will send one right out to you. All right, well, this stamp set is called The Reason for the Season. And again, it's available in the 2015 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog, and it coordinates with this gorgeous Festive Flower Builder punch. Now, you could use this stamp set without the punch and use the poinsettia here and do your two-step stamping. But what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to use these images here, these three leaf images here, which coordinate with the punch to create a gorgeous 3D poinsettia flower. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to stamp 8 of these larger stemmed images. And so I would have put this on my block here and just stamped this 8 times. So that's what this looks like. I went ahead and did the work for you so you didn't have to watch me sit here and stamp. Now you'll notice on the punch that there are 2 different sizes of the single leaves. You're going to punch 8 of the larger size. That's what this is right here. Okay, so you're going to punch 8 of these. So as you can see, I have 8 here. Okay, and then you're going to set those aside. And next, you're going to stamp 4 of the smaller ones, which coordinates with this side of the punch. And I went ahead and did that. And so here are 4 of these smaller ones, which I punched out using the punch here. So I punched 4 of these smaller sizes. You then want to punch 2 of this, which is the double-sided petals. And that will look like that. And again, I just used cherry cobbler ink. You could use real red or really whatever color that you wanted to create this. So again, I just punched out 2 of these. So again, just to recap, you're going to do 8 of the large size petals, 4 of the smaller, 2 of the double petal punch, and then 2 of these X's. And I did my little X's in the crushed curry yellow. Okay, so I've got those. And then you're going to stamp 3 more of these large sized ones, okay? 3 more of these larger sized in a green for your leaf. And I chose Always Artichoke. So I again stamped the large size petal on my Always Artichoke 3 times using Always Artichoke ink, and then punched it out using the large size of my punch. Okay, so I did all of that. The next step, which I've also done so you guys didn't have to sit here and watch me do it, is to take each of your petals and you just sort of crease them in the middle to give each petal some dimension. So I went ahead and did that with all 8 of my large size, all 4 of my smaller sized, and then the 2 of my double petals, and then the 3 of my leaves. So we're going to put the leaves to the side. We're going to put the X's to the side. We are going to put the double petals to the side here and the 4 small. And we're just going to focus at first on the 8 larger petals. Now what you want to do is you also want to grab either a 1 inch or a 3/4 inch circle punch, and you're going to punch 3 circles out in the same color that you did your leaves. And so this was, I did in cherry cobbler, and I just used my 1 inch. And the purpose of this is to create a base for your flowers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this Tombow multi-purpose glue. And remember, when you're using this glue, a little bit really does go a long way. So I'm just going to kind of spread some of my glue around on my circle here and get it to come out. There we go. And this glue is also very forgiving, so you can place it and wiggle it around just a little bit before you make your final decision. And you're just going to do on this first circle here 4 of your large size petals and an X type shape. Just like this. Now, when you're doing this on your own, remember it takes this Tombow glue a little bit of extra time to dry. Now, I'm not obviously going to wait for the purposes of the video for the glue to completely dry, but just remember when you're doing it at home, you might want to take a little break in between layers so it has time to fully dry. So the next step, I'm going to take another. And you don't have to do this with another circle if you don't want to. You could just go ahead, because obviously you're going to do the next 4 larger size petals and you're going to put them in between here as you're building up your flower. I like a lot of dimension on my projects. I'm always using Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over a dimensional and I'm going to add it to the bottom of this 1-inch circle. Okay, I'm going to stick it actually more towards the middle. And then I'm going to peel off my backing to my dimensional. There we go. Sometimes those can be stubborn. And I'm going to stick it right down in the middle of my flower. Then I'm going to repeat the same step again. I'm going to take some of my Tombow glue and just sort of run it all around this circle. Okay, set the Tombow glue to the side. And again, we're still on the large petals. And we're just going to stick these in between our first layer, like this. Again, an X shape, but just in between your original layer, if that hopefully makes sense. So as you can see, I'm just going in between the bottom leaves here, just like that. Okay. And I did, as you can see, get a little bit of glue on this because I am going pretty fast here. I would have waited if I was taking my time, but again, I'm just always so worried about doing very mundane, boring videos. Okay, so the last, well, not the last step, but the next step and the last circle that you're going to need is for your 4 smaller petals. So I'm going to go ahead, and again, because I like that added dimension, I'm going to flip my circle over and peel off another dimensional and add it to the back. Take the backing off and pop that down right in the middle again. And now we have these 4 small petals. So I'm gonna, pardon me for hitting the camera there, I'm gonna go ahead and one more time do the glue here on my circle. And we're gonna do the 4 petals. And we're just kind of gonna do these right back in between here. And these are smaller, so you're not gonna completely block the bottom layer here with these. All right. My fingers are a little sticky because I'm not letting this glue dry like I should. So just again, remember when you're working with the Tombow multi-purpose glue, it's rather sticky, and you'll want to wait when you're doing it at home in between the layers to let it dry really well. Okay, so that's my flowers so far. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe here and get some of the glue off my fingers. All right, so your next step is these double layers, or double petal rather, and these are just going to go like this. Another X. All you're doing is making X shapes as you build this flower up from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to take my multi-purpose glue and I'm just going to put a little dab. Hopefully you can see this in the camera. Okay, I just checked. I'm just going to put a little dab right in the middle there. And we're going to go in between this top layer. Okay, just like that. Glue that down there. Just hold it down for a second with my finger. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to this other double petal. Just put a little bit of glue right there. Okay, and then take that and right in the middle that goes. Okay, so now I have my flower. And if you can see, I just want to pull this out. See how I've got how beautiful the stems look? And again, I did the stems. I inked up the stems in my same color as my cardstock, which is cherry cobbler in this case. But you can really just see the dimension, and then how folding those leaves and just sort of scoring them almost in the middle and folding them really just gives this flower added dimension. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take, remember we punched out these 2 X's here. This was our last step in terms of punching. And I'm going to place these little X's right in the middle. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, the Tombow glue, right in the middle of my X, and that was actually probably too much. I totally didn't need that much. And you're just going to put it right down in the center there. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little tiny dab right here in the middle of this one, and you're just going to stagger this one so it makes the cross in the middle, just like that. Okay, so that's done. The very last step is to go ahead and do my green petals on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is turn my flower over and put just a little drop of glue on the bottom of my leaf here. And again, I also did the stamping of the stems on the leaf in the same color as my leaf cardstock, which in this case is always artichoke. And we just want to stick these leaves, and you only have to do 3 of them, sort of in the middle, so they're sort of peeking out between the red petals of your poinsettia. I'm going to do this again with this one. And I'm going to stick this one, here. You can stick it wherever. That's what's so great about this. It's your flower, so there is no right or wrong way to do this. Just have a little bit of green sticking up, and you've got your leaf. It's so gorgeous when this is done. You're going to love this. And we're almost done. I'm going to stick this one right here. Okay. And then I'm going to turn this over so you can see the finished product. And isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness, you guys, this punch and this stamp set is an absolute must-have. It is just so gorgeous. Can you see that? Now I want to show you quickly. Let me put my cap on my glue real quick here so it doesn't dry out on me. I want to show you quickly a little project that I did using this punch and stamp set and coordinating punch. I made this gift bag, and all I did was towards the back of your annual catalog, you'll see, I think it came in a set of 6, something like that, of the craft bags. So I took one of those, and this is a little puffy because I have tissue paper in here, but they lay flat when you purchase them. And then I took one of these stencils, which is also towards the back of your catalog. Don't miss these, guys. I'm telling you, you get 2 stencils for like $6, and you can do so many things with these. So I laid my bag flat, put this stencil on top of it, took a little sponge dauber with my cherry cobbler ink, and that's how I created these vertical lines on this gift bag. How cute is that? I just am in love with these stencils, and you're going to see lots more projects from me using them because they're absolutely awesome. So anyway, I decorated the bag, and then I made my flower, and I adhered that to the bag using dimensionals. Look at all that dimension. It's so pretty. I also added some of our silver golden metallic thread to the back, just sort of helter-skelter to the back of the poinsettia. I just love that random look. I added a tag, which I used our tag punch for, and this, the little love, peace, and joy, came from a little something stamp set from the 2015 holiday catalog, and I just used this, and I stamped that in cherry cobbler again, and then just punched out that punch, the tag punch, and I adhered that also using dimensionals. And then at the top I used some of the gold twine and of course some little paper or clothespins to hold the bag closed. What a wonderful little gift this can make. You could put cookies or candies or gift cards or really anything in this bag. Like I said, I just put some tissue paper in there to give it some body. But I just loved that. So that's just one idea out of so many that I'm going to try to come up with for you guys on how to use this gorgeous stamp set and coordinating punch. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you could see how easy this was. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to go over to my blog, which I'll link at the bottom of this video. Email me. If you would like a catalog, email me. I'm just so happy to send these out to you guys. I love my customers and I love Stampin' Up! And I'm happy to share this with you. So thank you so much for tuning in and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.